Hello everybody, this is a request from a friend of mine, James. I'd like to shout out him, and as well as his new band, Apollo X. Now, I may recognize James in one of my films, the short film for the Monkey Jones short film contest with Three Gentlemen, as well as Sumner, and they're in a band called Apollo X. I was a big fan of their older band before they broke up, Dead by Midnight. And they were dead, but it wasn't midnight. And they formed a new band, and they helped me out with music because I want to do music as well as my films. And yeah, I mean, check out their Facebook page, like them, follow them, be sure to go out to their shows. I would, but anytime they play shows, always as Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I work those days so far. Hopefully I can squeeze in a night without working. Hopefully I can see them live, because I always love James and Sumner's energy live when they play Dead by Midnight. And that's a cool introduction. Now let's get into the film. The film is, surprisingly, I think it might have been Trauma. When I first heard the title, I thought it's not a Trauma film, right? Or maybe a movie that Trauma Brown distributed and actually changed the title. Because yeah, the title's like Flesh Eating Mothers, but you know, you'll see why it's a little more than that. It's basically this guy's kind of wandering around. He got kicked out of school, which I'm like, back in the day, getting kicked out of school was the coolest thing to do. Now it's like, you got kicked out of school, you're a fucking loser. And yeah, and he kind of, these moms are two-timers, you know, cheaters, you know, basically that. And they kind of pay for it because like with a neural kind of disease, it's almost like a precursor to Get Out. And speaking of that, the makeup on the mothers is a lot like Sheila's makeup in Army of Darkness, out of inspiration from this makeup in '88. And it took me like not even 5 minutes to realize, I think it's late '80s, like some of the music choices of hair. The girls were all hot because they was the '80s hair brown girls. Yeah, I could have been like, well, it's shot in '84 and then '88. Nah, it's probably shot in a weekend, and I think it was basically a bunch of ambitious film students making a full-length feature. I mean, full-length. It was 90 minutes, and I felt the script would be like 20-30 pages because a lot of scenes where it's like really wide shots, and you'd be like, well, I can maybe could have cut this up and it would be cool. The actual war itself is not that graphic. I remember watching a scene right now where the guy's being eaten alive, just screaming. That acting's really good, and the guy's screaming, but the actual blood is not very visceral or gory, but you know, it's called Flesh Eating Mothers, what you expect, you know, a soap opera. But no, I guess it's a neural disease, and it was in 1988. I don't know, there's a college filmmaker, so you might have thought of this, like, this is during the big AIDS epidemic in the US, saying that AIDS was on a featural comment on my website, on a featural, and it was almost like a social commentary, like George A. Romero on the AIDS epidemic, and how it affects people who are just promiscuous and were never taught safe sex, were never taught to get checked and all that. Which is why nowadays sex education is very taught in schools to prevent any more children from spreading diseases and not knowing they have them, and spreading them and just not getting them at all. Depending on the school district, they say you just go completely abstinent, just to not have sex, you know. It's hard. You know. These mothers, like I said, like Sheila. There's one guy who knows almost everything. I always been threatened to kill his fellow beings. He's a bigger brother than a fucking zombie mother. He'll kill anybody for him. He'll want to kill people and get rid of them. As they knew actually what's going on about the viral disease. And he's the one who didn't say shit. I like the Tom Savini and Sex Machine. And Russell all got bit and didn't say shit until he bit Fred Williamson and bit Jacob. Played by Harvey Keitel. Alright. The film itself is very rough. The opening direct credits, like they're trying to move like, leaving the credits to escape this shitty ass movie. They're actually film students because their exposure isn't completely proper, it's not overexposed. There's some line between underexposed and overexposed. It's so weird to explain. Like the footage doesn't look burned out, it doesn't look like blacked out, but it just looks very pale and thin, almost like the color's very thin, the palettes aren't that present. And I guess they probably shot on a 16mm and they projected it. So according to Rodriguez, the 16mm cut of MR looks even better than the DVD cut because it wasn't, you know, passed over so many times, and yeah. But camera was fine. Make sure not a better tripod, I should shake the fuck every time. Ambitious, fun, gory. Worst couldn't ask for. I mean, at least the Suicide Squad movie was still going and fun. I hope y'all enjoy this really cool She James. Like I said, check out Apollo X. I hope you guys enjoy their music. I hope you get to see them live. And I'll see y'all later.